Hi, this is Paul,
And this is Ryan.
and this is Power Level on Divinity, Original Sin.
Divinity Original Sin is a turn-based tactics RPG in many ways very similar to Shadowrun Returns. It features a lot of open-world elements like Skyrim, including the ability to steal anything not welded to the ground. A very common practice to pick up at the beginning of the game is to become an art thief, as it's a very good source of money.
There is nothing that I did not take that was not welded to the ground.
Early on in the game, I did feel money was a little hard to come by. A lot of the gear that you get doesn't really sell for a whole ton of money, but very quickly we learned, oh hey, there's a painting on that wall. I can steal that. Oh, it sells for 600 gold. Huh.
Oh my. You can collect better weapons as you play through the story, and that'll be your main form of gear increase, but on occasion, you're going to find something really nice in a shop that you just have to have.
And on a side note, it's very, very easy to steal from these idiots.
There's a barrel walking through the house. That's not suspicious at all.
Not in the slightest.
Oh look, there's a giant boulder in the middle of town. That's not suspicious at all.
Where'd all my stuff go?
The NPCs are dumb.
Yeah, they are. They are very dumb. You can very literally steal whatever you want from right next to them when they're not looking, and then sell it right back to them. Now, speaking of selling things back to the NPCs, that is one feature that I found a little hard to adjust to, but once I got used to it, it wasn't a big deal at all. The trading system in the game is a little more complex than in a lot of other games. It's a simple trade, not a buy and a sell. You have your side of the window where you put in things that you wish to sell, and you have the NPC side of the window where you can purchase things. But the confusing part is they do have their gold as an item in their inventory. So if you wish to, say, sell this breastplate for 50 gold, you need to then make sure you take 50 gold from their inventory and put it on their side of the trade. Otherwise, you're giving them the breastplate for free.
The combat in this game is a lot like D&D, Shadowrun, XCOM. It's a very direct style in how they aim to do things. Luckily, we're able to take all the abilities in combat and combine them in fun ways. If there's water on the ground, shoot lightning at it. If there's poison clouds on the ground, well, they're volatile. Shoot fire at it. Just remember, the enemies in this game are actually somewhat intelligent when they're fighting. They will avoid all forms of negative effects. Does not mean that you can't set things up yourself, but just don't expect to be hand-fed.
From the standpoint of a warrior, the game can be a little irritating at times when playing with a mage. It is very helpful, as Paul just said, saying, oh look, there's a whole bunch of water on the floor and there's 7 guys in there, let me electrocute it and stun all of them. But what they didn't point out is one of those 7 guys was the warrior in your party, and now he's stunned. Oh, that zombie pig bleeds poison? Ah, let me just shoot a fireball at that, and blow up my warrior in the process as well. So, basically what I'm saying is it is definitely a very fun aspect of the game, and it's a very strategic aspect, and you can use it to your advantage, but every now and then, if you're a warrior and you're playing with a mage, well, just hope they're not an asshole.
The differences between single player and multiplayer, they're sort of extreme. On one hand, you control everyone yourself in single player, and you get these nice little situations, and maybe on occasion you disagree with your NPC's opinion, or he disagrees with yours. But overall, it's a smooth experience, especially once you start adding extra characters like Medora and Jahan.
The character creator for this game is very in-depth, and it's not just changing the aesthetic appearance of your character, trying to make them look exactly like you want, but the game actually has a whole system of your set characters, warrior, knight, that kind of thing, but you can actually go in and fully customize every aspect of your character's stat line and basically make an entirely unique class just for yourself.
While really solid, the character creator is not without its flaws. Mages have a huge advantage that they don't have to put any points into weapons or abilities to up their damage.
And if I can interject real quick, another aspect of that exact same thing is the simple fact that for, say, a ranger or a warrior, you can equip anything you want. Oh, that bow is for level 10, and I'm level 5. I can equip it, but it's going to take a lot more action points to use. However, a mage doesn't actually need to use their weapon, so they can use a level 10 weapon at level 5, get the massive stat bonuses from it, but since they're not actually swinging their stick at something, there's no downside.
Some of the stats are also redundant. While cool to help you find traps along the way or digging piles for treasure, perception so far in our adventure has been the most retarded thing, and I wish I didn't put points into it. Where things start to appear, even when you have decently high perception for your level, is so close to you that you're probably moving in advance towards that spot and you're not going to stop. The controls between in and out of combat also share this problem, where if you're clicking somewhere ahead because you're like me and you hold the mouse down to move forward, the camera does not play nice with that anyways, and then you sometimes run into traps or a fight starts and then you keep running and now you're the ranger in the middle of all the warriors on the enemy side. Good luck. The art and the music in the game are both nice. They're enjoyable, but they're not the key selling points in the game, which is fine. The gameplay itself is solid, and that's what's going to keep you going. It feels like it has the look of Diablo, and the music is epic when it needs to be, but there are some points where the sound is just so epic for no reason, but that's part of the enjoyment. More than anything, that reminds me of Skyrim, Oblivion, Elder Scrolls, is the ability to go into a town and murder everybody.
On that note, all of those paintings that you stole earlier and then sold to all those poor vendors for all of that money, well, once the town has outlived its usefulness, you can get all those paintings back and sell them at the next town.
While this may seem morbid, it's extremely efficient.
And I got a level.
And it's good experience. While we do not condone the murderous rampage of adventurers in towns,
I do.
We're going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Because it's efficient, quicker.
Yeah.
And our characters and our story, they're assholes.
Yeah.
We made them assholes, and they will forever be assholes.
They are kind of not nice people.
So if you want to play nice with the townsfolk, be my guest. Us? Well, we're done with Sisal. So in summary, Divinity Original Sin is a charming game. It plays really well. Of course, it's not without its flaws, but they're all really minor compared to the entire scope of the game. That is enjoyable. And I also recommend that this game be played multiplayer more than anything, because while fun, dealing with the other person is much more entertaining. We're going to have to give Divinity Original Sin
an 8 out of 10.
Please like, favorite, and subscribe.